That you have for your work time and your actual family time. Like, how do you balance that now? I'll start with you, Drew, because out of me, you're probably the one that works the most.
But yeah, well, even though that, but do I make time? I make as much time as I can. I only get one day off, so just work. I mean,
But I see, no, but don't get it twisted though, bro. Every day before you go to work, you spend as much time with your daughter. Like, I see more live feeds from you than I've seen any one man put on Facebook on ever. This man's proven I love her. She's with me. See it live. See, it's live. I'm showing you. I love her.
Do you bring her to work with you?
I wish I could.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, that's his. You don't understand. If that is a walking lesbian in training. He is never gonna allow, like, the way this guy is raising her to be a tomboy. You don't understand. Like, Droopy is going to have her stabbing men by the time.
Doesn't mean she didn't know what to do. Man, like, yo, I'll come fix that for you. She didn't look at me and be like, she didn't look at me like, I already got that done.
I caught my son watching one of your live videos with your daughter the other day. So then now we've been watching for like 4 minutes, and she's just like ba 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 ba. It's cute. I'm like, Juju, what are you watching? And he's watching you because on his stuff he's got all my friends, right? So, yeah.
No, with the schedule I work, the second I have the chance to be with my kid, that's all it's about.
Right.
To the point where I think it gets the girlfriend pissed off.
That's what I was saying.
But at that point, what do you want me to do? I'm gone 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts.
You try to spend as much time with her as possible.
Exactly. Sometimes sometimes I'm working more than 12 hours. Sometimes I'm working 15, 16, 17 hours. The most I did was 18. So, as much time I can spend with my kid, I spend with my kid, and I record the shit out of it. And there's a double reason why I do that, okay? Because when I'm sitting, waiting to go for that next toe, I'm watching those videos.
Okay.
Yeah. You're reminding yourself of what you missed and the times that you have with her.
What I missed, why I'm out here doing this, why
Facts.
I'm killing myself, why I'm freaking risking my fucking life.
Facts, I know
on
that
an
one.
everyday basis, just to make sure she got a roof on her head, food in her mouth, and happy as fuck. If you see
It's the truth. No, it's the truth, bro. That's the happiest child in the
She's
planet.
happy.
Bro, she's the happiest child.
You can tell when a kid's happy, and you can
Bro,
tell when they have
I ain't got
parents.
nothing to say about that
I bought-
beautiful girl other than she's happy as shit.
I gotta be truthful. I paid for some of it, but we got her a Power Wheel, not just a fucking Power Wheel. I let her pick out the car. What she picks out, she got her mother's taste. She picks out a fucking G-Wagon.
My daughter has a white Benz.
Leather seats?
No, leather seats.
Leather seats
maybe-
everywhere.
No, mine's just as
Go
strict.
bananas.
I'm not even gonna lie. Mine's just as strict. My
That's
son's
a
getting the
white
Porsche. My son's getting the Porsche, the Carrera this year. Double seater,
Yeah,
speakers, the remote
I
control,
was
the whole
watching your
thing.
daughter on
Like,
a thing, and I'm like, what did she see? Exhibit? Like, what the?
yo, he wanted to pick my ride in school
like-
and shit. I'm not gonna lie, yo, that shit was popping, bro. When I seen that, yo, you know I had to get mine.
Oh, yeah.
My son. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm pre-trained her. Is she gonna have a man? Better be a rich man now,
Facts.
so I don't have to kill him.
No. Well, she says she's gonna be a lesbian, so she better be a rich girl.
Well, she can date a hockey player. I don't mind her playing. They one of the female Canadian hockey teams. I'm good with that.
Hey man, by the time she kicks into that age, the LGBT gonna be running shit aneway. So they already are. So let's be honest.
This
Like,
ain't basketball. We don't care what team you're on. Okay.
no, but all right. Well, here's a perfect example of this. Like, I know you have the situation where you're trying your best to try and find time for your son with work, and then try and find time with babysitters, and then trying to find time. Like, what's that balance?
I got screwed really bad.
That's what I'm saying. What is that balance
it's a
like,
hard
especially
balance.
for you as a single father? Like, trying to find the time that.
Well,
How much time to work, and then how much time to spend time with your son?
Childcare rapes you. Like, they really do. I'm lucky ugh to get childcare. It's unbelievable.
Disgusting.
Like, your crack habit would be cheaper. You know what I mean?
Facts.
No, seriously.
No, your hooker habit's probably cheaper than the
It
goddamn
really is.
childcare. I'm
When
not
they
gonna
don't
lie.
rob you. When they don't rob you.
Yeah, Cardi B.
Cardi B.
that.
Okay. But yes, no, childcare's a lot. I'm lucky enough that I get subsidized because I don't make enough money, which is great. You know what I mean?
Well,
but
shout out
it's
to
not
Canada.
great when actually Canada's great for that.
Shout out to Canada.
But you see some parents and I see what they pay. So I'm lucky enough for that, but the scheduling is bad because if you're not licensed, now I gotta find someone that's licensed. And sometimes you only have so many licenses in your city. So for me that's a hard. Yeah, I see other parents, 2 parents, and I'm like, oh man, it's nice. They got the mom helping out, the dad. Sometimes I get frustrated for that. I get a little, you feel sorry for yourself sometimes because you want to work a job. I can't start before my son starts school.
So it becomes this dichotomy. Yeah. You can't do the 9. You can only do like the 10 to a certain amount of time, not the 9 to 5, because by the time you get there.
The last thing about it that makes me sad is that sometimes I feel like I'm going to hold him back from something that might make him better as a person, and I can't make it. Like too much soccer practices, too much this and that. So already it's a scheduling problem, and it probably will hold us back at some points. But you get.
But I think that's the balance of especially
my parents. Lucky for my parents, I have great friends, bro. If it wasn't for great friends, great parents, like they say, it takes a village to raise a child.
Man, my mom has a saying that says no man is an island, and it takes a village. It takes a village to create one. So you understandable because like even with me, there's 2 of us, bro, but we ain't doing that shit alone. Like my mom is highly essential because on days when stuff is important, like my mom will just drop by once in a while and just drop a whole bag of food on us. Like I'm talking about the whole fridge gets full when she shows up. That means that's 3-4 days we ain't gotta cook, bro. You know how nice that is sometimes when you're just stuck? Like you got a whole house to clean, the whole place is dirty as shit, toys everywhere, and then you still gotta go make a meal at the end of that? Like, sometimes I'm foreverly thankful for that woman because she will just show up out of the blue sometimes. Ta-da! Oh, I did some catering. Like all of y'all have taken advantage of that. Like maybe not Chez, but all of these motherfuckers have come to my house and raped my fridge because my mom's been there. So
you get a lot of help from the grandparents too. I know your mom will take her at any given second, right? Are your parents help too? Like
I got her parents pretty much. I wouldn't say 24/7, but we're getting close to that now.
Yeah, you need a good
grandmama,
support, right?
Yeah, grandma and grandpa kind
Who's
of
your support? Like you have support other than you?
What's the
I'm
OGs?
from Sudbury, most of my family's up north.
Oh,
so
shit.
It's really nothing on my side, but my wife's side is always there. Like actually, my wife's a teacher. So
we're the house. Oh Jesus! You got the right. You are where all the kids.
We have the house where all the kids come to. Yeah. So she's the one. So anytime we need somebody to watch it, it's easy.
So you say I already found my tutor.
Possibly. Possibly. If not, we can direct you to the right one. So,
right. No. Well, here's what I find is kind of the most trickiest thing about being in a relationship and then having to work through all of this. You spend more time worrying about how much money you make now so you can now get more time at home. So you try your eternal best to try and find the biggest, the fastest, the most paying job, even though you freaking hate it, to try and make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time so you can get back to the house. Like, for me, I'm trying my best now to find this 2-year plan to stop working so I can have as much time, because I know the pivotal years are coming up where my son's going to be needing his dad around, needing that understanding, needing that guidance. It's like, 12 and teenage years are gonna be like, that's why kids is out there getting shot. They ain't got their pops around them and at all. Like, ain't nobody actually talking to these kids daily saying that, yo, it's not okay to be a fucking idiot. Right. Like, that was the one good thing about me being raised by 6 women is that I got checked constantly. It did not matter how bad my life was at the time. Like, I remember getting my ass whooped so fucking bad one time and coming home crying my eyes out because I got suspended for defending myself. You know, my grandma told me flat out that day, bro. She says, baby, why are you crying? She says, you had to defend yourself. You did what was correct, and we as the family got you. There's nothing you could have done in that situation other than defend yourself. Right. And without that kind of just, you're okay, and having that like behind you, well, how do you even get time to do that? Like, that's the real question. Like, how do you get time to find those moments to know when your kids hurt? Like, how do you guys get that? Because, like, is it constant contact? Is it having that conversation every single day with them? Like, how do you find that balance? And I'll start with each one of you going down. Like, because that's the hardest thing for me, right? He doesn't speak now,
like,
so
you go home and I'm there. It's like, whatever if they're climbing me, they're climbing me. I'm pretty much like a furniture piece.
Oh, I know those ones. I know those ones, bro. I know those ones. Yeah.
I'll walk in. My daughter will come in and grab my leg. My son will be like, pick me up. So I'm sitting there and I got one in my arm, one on my leg, walking around the house. And I'm like, get off my leg. And this one's, the more I say, get off my leg, the more she giggles and laughs. So I'm like, it's not funny. And then this kid, the one in my arms is like, So he wants me to go over there. Yeah. So now I got to go over there with this one. I'm like, I'm just a piece. Yeah. And then like, I could be like, oh, hold on, let me do something. They're looking at me like, what are you looking? What do you mean?
You haven't been here all day, yo.
Yeah, man, you just got home, bro.
We got you for a couple of hours, and yo.
You ever play Dead in the morning on the weekend? Like not Dead, like they
sleep in. I wake them their asses up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When does that start happening? Because I get jumped on in the morning. I try to play Dead.
How do you play Dead? Like my son, I don't.
But I'm up early too, though.
Are you?
Yeah.
We do the opposite shifting. Like my wife gets a chance to sleep at night, and then I do all the things for him at nighttime, so she can get her 8 hours. Because like if we didn't do that, there'd be two cranky ass annoyed parents in the morning, right? Because he's constantly like he's at that stage now. He's 1.5, so he's at that stage where he wakes up. If something bad, he hears a weird noise in the middle of the night. His pacifier falls out. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of time. I get more cardio. Like, I one time put my step program on my phone, and one night I got practically, I think it was 4,821 steps going up and down my damn stairs for the entire night.
Well, you haven't been parenting too long, obviously. If you shake them really hard, they will stop crying.
Every time,
no, they will stop crying.
Stop it! I want to sleep.
Personal advisory for all parents: we are not advertising to shake your child, and if you do have any problems, send your queries and inquiries to this motherfucker.
I'm just saying, try it.
The words that come out of Jerry Gonzales' mouth
do not represent the ad report in any way. Personally advisory. But I mean, like, here's the thing, fellas. Like, we spend so much time as men trying to work and try to be the providers. When are we gonna have the chance to be like the nurturers? Like, when are we gonna have the chance to just chill, enjoy our time, like enjoy the actual time about being a dad? Because that's the hardest.
Is that our
thing to
own
do.
fault?
Yes. Well, that's
no, that's a societal. That's a societal. That's a societal.
Because of society, we believe that we have to work this hard.
Yeah.
But do we really like? Because at the same time, we worked this hard because she didn't work.
Facts.
Okay.
But now it's supposed to be equal. So, do you really have to work that hard, or should you be working the same much as she works and then spend the same?
But then again, I come from the school of thinking that if you do have both parents working their ass up, like I can tell from experience that maybe having both parents working is not necessarily the greatest thing. Because like my parents, for instance, there was in Jamaica we had a helper named Alma. That woman raised me from the age of when I was 4 years old all the way until I was 14. Why? Because both of my parents were career working people. My dad had his own business to run. My mom was the general customs and excise officer in Jamaica. So she was running the entire entry and exit for the entire country of Jamaica for one lady. So she was constantly at work. I remember watching my mom work 12-hour days, like me having to take taxi home because they were calling a cab saying, yo, we're not gonna make it to pick him up.
Okay.
So like I know what it's like to have the hustle. Like that's why I work so
as far as the
because that's my only that's the only thing I've ever seen my whole life.
Because it was a good question. Like, when are we going to be nurturers? Which I get because a lot of times, like that's why he was talking about earlier about last time about guys having the misconception that we can't do anything. You know what I mean? Like
we walk around with stumbly fingers.
And I think that's part of it is because we're not as like willing to sit there with the skin knee and say, oh poor boy. Like
no, but that's bullshit.
It's a skin knee. Get the fuck out.
No, that's bullshit.
Well,
I've been that way. No, I mean, I've been that way
because
since
it
the beginning.
is just a skin, but the mother actually. Well, I think it's an emotional thing. And here's the thing: I'll tell you something. Being a single parent, it made me 10 times more emotional than I used to be because now I'm more connected.
Oh, that's a lot.
And I
that's
think
true.
that. You know what I mean? Like when you're forced to play more of a mother role, and I have, it made me like I'm really more than I was before, and I think that's our fault, like he said, for not being more of the nurturers because we had no interest in that. For
years.
The
thing is, I can't say that because like as much as I say,
but you grew up with all women.
But I'm saying, but that's the entire dynamic. I'm talking about like every other dude I have like seen in throughout my life. Most of the guys that are around my perceptional eye, like the dudes who are good people, they were always the nurturers. They were the guys who actually spent the time being patient. They didn't yell.
Okay.
They didn't, because they knew the mom had to be the right, like.
But I meant in a more general sense.
Well,
Like,
that's
I'm
what I'm
sure
saying.
everybody's different, but I just meant, but
Like, in the general sense, but that's what I'm talking about. In the general sense, the guys I knew who were the fathers before were way more stoic. Those dudes, yes, they didn't really show too much emotion, but they were actually not showing a lot of emotion on purpose. Like, they were being calm because the mom was the one who was being,
That's still on. Yours is still on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, the mom was the mom was the one who was basically the kind of the emotional person, and the dad was the one who controlled the situation for what it was. So I remember that world. Like, as much as I wasn't raised by my dad, I still remember my dad. So, like, I remember how stoic that dude was. He didn't have too much emotions about anything.
which is my point. Because, I mean, if you're not, I think it's more in the emotional you are, the more you're going to nurture.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with not nurturing, because you do need a strong role model in that sense to be like, hey, kick you in the ass. Sometimes it's better to get a kick in the ass, like,
Well,
don't be a
there's too many-
baby.
well, let's be
You know,
honest.
so you don't want
today's
to raise
generation-
a baby in
The
that
thing
sense,
is, in my
right?
opinion, I don't want to say this too frankly, but I think the problem is that last generation grew up a generation of nurturers, and the entire generation between it got completely turned into pussies. Like, let's be frank about it.
The
The last
reason,
generation or the generation coming up?
no, I'm saying both of them. Like, if you looked at
They
it,
keep getting
Generation
more
X, like, if you think about
politically
us,
correct.
like, if you think about us, we're Generation X.
Okay.
We're the ones from the 90s, and I'm talking about from 90s all the way to 2000s. We were fine. We had the same violence on television. I remember all of this.
In your view, you're fine.
No, no,
Ask
no.
the generation before us.
No, but they were worse. That's what I'm saying to you. The generation way before us was way more tart, way more harsh. I never remembered my father telling me or my mother telling me they love me ever.
Yeah.
I don't remember that shit
Actually,
ever
that's a
coming
good
out of
point,
coming
too.
out of their mouths. But I told my son and I told my girlfriend and I told my family I love them every single day because I want to hear that shit. That's the difference, is what I'm trying to say. The generation after that was the one who got literally no guidance and discipline. It was just love. There was no discipline saying that it's not okay to be an idiot. It's not okay to be. That's why you have trolls, bro. It's why you have so many people talking on the
those are the
internet.
kids.
Yeah, that's my point. It's
Yeah.
the kids because their parents are not literally raising them in the correct manner. So they act out like we all know. If you
So
are
you're saying those parents aren't nurturing?
no,
Like those
I don't
kids-
think they
That's-
are.
I think those
are
kids'
parents-
parents are only nurturing.
Well, that's fine. Sorry,
To the point,
no,
like,
I'm sorry.
they wanna
Opposite.
be
They
like-
are.
Yeah.
They're overly nurtured. Sorry.
But then again, you can't. Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah. Well, that's
But even
okay.
our generation, us as parents,
Yeah.
we're over nurturing.
That's what I'm saying, though. We started this trend of over nurturing, is what I'm saying, because we didn't get the nurturing we were required. Like I told you,
It's not
every
required,
person
it's
here.
that we
no,
wanted.
we wanted. Sorry, that we wanted. Better choice of words. Like if you think about it, we didn't. Like I just said, the simple cost of saying that I love you from our parents. There's 3 men to 4 men here on this table. There's the cameraman. All of us he'd say we never heard that.
I heard it from my mom, but
But it was fleeting.
I heard it from my mom,
Yeah.
but I seen it from my dad.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. I see it every day from
So
my
I
mom.
didn't
I didn't
expect
need
my
to hear
dad
it.
to be like,
No, here's the
I
thing.
love you. He
Yeah.
doesn't have, my dad never had to tell me because I know
Same thing with my
that
mom.
that's the
he
thing.
rode for
I
me.
feel like
no matter
they
what happened,
never
he rode for me.
I think that's the point is that I think the older generation never felt like they had to, as long as they showed you, because that's what's more important.
Yeah.
But I think our generation wants to be more vocal,
Yeah.
which I don't think either are wrong. Look, if you never tell me you love me and I know you love me, obviously you're doing something right.
Yeah.
But I think as kids we were like, why the fuck didn't our parents ever tell us?
But you know what it is though? We grew up. Here's the thing though. What I realized for myself is I grew up as an immigrant. So the one side of this is that when I got here, I got a chance to glimpse on the other side of the fence. I got a chance to see those white kids literally get the I love yous. Like I said this, I've been a performer for, we're running on 15 years now. I've been on major stages all over all over this place, and I've never had my parents, not even my family there once. Do you know how much it kills me sometimes to watch? I've had groups where we got the biggest, like, all right, perfect example, we opened up for Most Def. We had a packed out crowd of 4,000 people. My brethren and all of his friends got a chance to have all their families just their dads, their moms there. You know what that moment of watching all 4 of them sit there and watch their parents tell them how much they fucking love and appreciate it, even though they didn't care about the music, just to see their kid shine once was enough to keep them pushing. I've never had that. It's the reason why right now I will show my son endless amount of emotion because I never want him to have those same feelings in his head. I never want him to question.
Were they not there because they didn't want to, or were they working?
Well, I don't know.
Something.
I don't know.
Because
it's hard for me to.
My mom wasn't. My dad lived in the States, so
but that's what I'm saying. My dad's not
mom
quite.
wasn't there.
Yeah, my
But
mom.
the reason my mom wasn't there is because she was at work or going to school.
Same thing, but at the same.
So it's like I didn't feel the way.
Actually, I'm in a lot of like parental groups on Facebook, right? Because sometimes there's been a lot of times the last couple of years where I'm scared because I don't know things, and I can just